Easily one of the best first-person perspectives I've ever seen in an anime. There's a fair bit of CGI in this sequence, but let's be real, it's absolutely of the highest quality. What a beautifully done panning shot. That looked incredible and so artistically carried out.
会社に比べりゃ天国だよな。あ、やべえよ。会社行きたくねえな。
Just like High School of the Dead, which I covered early on this channel, it's nice to see the zombie aspect done differently, I must say. In this case, with him wanting to be in a zombie world, rather than having to keep on going to a job he clearly hates doing so much. Shockingly, Studio Bug Films decided to animate almost every single person in this short by hand. You know well, most of the time, that back row be filled with CGI boys and gals. Fancy no hope love story aside, that rotating shot was a thing of beauty though. My channel issues really stem from YouTube not recommending my older videos anymore, so if you know anyone who'd like this video, if you enjoy it, please spread it around, it really helps, as does watching as much of it as you can alongside a like and a comment. Of course, if you're really eager to help, hitting the thanks button and giving a tip is amazing, as is joining my Patreon to vote in everything I make and loads more sick rewards. Thank you so much for any help. Also, please consider subscribing, that'd mean the world to me, and now back to the video. I think it was a good choice to show a lot of his background prior to the zombies coming out, shows him as a person, what he was like at the start of his time at the job and more. Also, I'm guessing it was intentional, but I liked how they looked like zombies when they stood up. I've never been in a job like this, but it seems horrible. And I've seen it basically does happen sometimes in Japan, sadly enough. Hell, it was bad enough for me as a prison officer staying late sometimes. I have legit worked with people like this before. It's like they really know what they're doing. Also though, All Might from My Hero Academia. Not from Hunter x Hunter, but most importantly for me recently, Randy Orlando from Trails of Cold Steel 3, and of course the two Crossbell Arc Trails games. I think oddly enough, perhaps the best win so far is the realism that naturally he didn't get to the point he's at in one day, which is what I thought. No, he went for well over a year to this stage. Aqua from Konosuba. Such a good job is being done of painting a horrible hellscape that he lives in day to day, so much better than jumping into the zombie aspect from the start, as it actually makes sense why he wishes for it. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Really thought they'd take a more comedy route in this. Glad they didn't. It makes us seriously sympathise with him as a main character. The first zombie scene, nicely done with the world being turned to colour once it happened too. Also how they kind of went a JoJo route with it, changing all of the colours around completely. Once more, another sick-looking panning shot, but most importantly, the moment he understood, he didn't have to ever go back to work again. Woohoo! That very much required a win, did it not? Oh my goodness, so many super varied looking artistic style changes in such a brief moment. If this was in the manga, then Haro Asa created a story that allowed Kotaro Takata to really add some flair to the pages that made its way into the anime. If it's anime only, that's super good. I really enjoyed seeing the contrast on display between past and present with the colours at work once more.
無事でいるかな。
Good character building there. Could have been all about himself, but right away he thinks about her and her safety, which is quite nice to see, really. Two wins here. Firstly, the animation is nothing short of terrific in this moment, so smooth and fluid with such vibrant looking colours. Secondly, kudos to Shuichiro Yumida. He's basically brand new to the game, and yet has so far done a great job.
やべえ、なんか超緊張してきた。いや、これは緊急時の安否確認だ。
His personality only serves to make this story even more unique. It's the end of the world and he's worried she's gonna think he's creepy for popping over.
ご了承いただきますよ。何卒よろしくお願いします。
What a scene they put together here. Easy max wins for that. Changed the art style more than a few times, smooth as a knife through hot butter, great voice acting, and from a cinematic standpoint, it also looked amazing.
あなたのことが大好きでした。
Easy for them to make a joke here or a lighter scene. Glad they kept it grounded. It's only credits, but take one here for the song over it. It's really very catchy.
うわー、すいません、リーダー。
First of all, good job hiring Kenta Miyake for the role. That's all, mate. Dude can really belt out lines. But secondly, keeping it serious for the start of episode 2, not all light and fluffy suddenly. Guys really didn't have to put so much detail into the dirt, grime and scratches, but they did it anyway. I swear OP's just getting better and better. A fantastic song, loved the singing style, reminded me a little of one of the guys Ashite from Creepy Nuts sings with. Anyway, the visuals are also amazing. They did a really good job of speeding up the zombie animations to really make it look like a scary sprint. 2 max wins!
よし、3年分の掃除完了。
Worth highlighting the sadness behind someone so happy that the world ended because he finally found the time to clean his apartment and become motivated. Feels like it's a good message to some people. Taking a brief moment to pan away from his story to focus on the city, and we get everything in this small segment lore-wise. Dropping one here for the zombies. They're animated so well, but the colour palette on them is amazing too. Big fan of how they've been done. It's cutting away the emotional music there. Whoever came up with that, give them a raise.
ここで会ったのも何かの縁ですし、これからよろしくお願いします。
The difference between them is so well done. They're lamenting the end of their lives and he's like, oh, I gotta pop out to the shop for a bit, but nice to meet you.
できればトイレの紙もダブルで。
OK さ。
Not just toilet roll, but a specific type of toilet roll. Cheeky woman. All of these first person shots, I thought maybe 1 or 2, not like 7 by this point. Ding!
余計なお世話でしょうけれど、そんなもののために街中に出ることが。
Makima from Chainsaw Man, that's the main woman in charge of their misfit group in case you forgot.
ね。
That's not easy to pull off, and it looked amazing. Like, the camera panned through the air following their direction from the throw to safety from the truck.
平日朝のラッシュ時だったもんな。鍵のついたチャリとか原付は転がってんのね。
So clever to add this in. It never even occurred to me, but yeah, that makes perfect sense how you can just pick it up and ride off with ease.
おお。
Are you kidding me with that quality? Not only was it slow-mo, but it was so smooth at the same time. God, an awesome undercarriage shot from the bike. That was sick, dude.
高坂さん、ただいま帰りました。
Cannot tell you how impressed I am by a story that allows for comedy, action, and then how it handles these more serious moments with poise and grace. Just a silent, shocked moment. They're gone. May sound strange, but no one out there be putting this much effort into making it look like someone is genuinely writing. How organically the list, the very namesake of the anime, came about, because of a sad moment where people he met that very day had perished, making him understand he has to live his life now. How sweet this moment was. As a follow-up win, it's sweet because it's not just about him. That experience made him think of others properly in his life for the first time in likely a very long time.
食料と水の確保、サスティナブルなエネルギー、メンタルコントロール。
Showing us this side to her, basically the same as him, although very different items being put onto the list. Rather than leaning on the pre-existing lore, we've got zombies and here's some characters with a goal. It's nice to see the mangaka wrote some interesting stuff into how the zombies operate. They can have 2 max wins here. To say that I was impressed, seeing the same scene again but from her view, her thoughts that were going through her head, the security she kept in mind the whole time, would be a massive understatement. Amazing.
この非常時にたかがビール一つであそこまで喜べる人がいるとは桜餅くらい我慢しなくてもよかったかな。
Interestingly, it's like they learned a lesson from one another. He learned to take security more seriously, and of course an even more important lesson when he got home and saw the couple hadn't made it, whilst she seems to have learned that perhaps she should indulge in the little things whilst time may be short. This is one of those EDs where it confuses me, because it's legit better than the OP. It contained so much animation that normally studios don't do. Plus the song was insanely upbeat and catchy, and normally they're fairly calming. Yeah, I love that. Easily 2 wins. Well played.
今までよく頑張ったね。ここならもう怖くないよ。
Crollo from Hunter x Hunter.
必ず帰るよ。約束だ。行くぞ。なんとしてもここは守り抜くぞ。気合い入れろ。
That was some fantastic storyboarding there, as I thought maybe this was in the past. Had no idea he and his guys had been keeping people safe in the club all this time. Brilliant stuff. My guy looking pretty sick at the end of all things, not gonna lie. I know it's kinda expected, but credit for designing the area just like the real world version. Smallest win of the video, a phone both looking and acting like a real phone.
やっぱダメだ。どこにも行けねえ。
Saitama from One Punch Man and Dr. Stone's friend from Dr. Stone.
もう3日も見捨たけ。
Big fan of being given realistic details like this. That grounded realism is very much appreciated.
なんでこんな時にあいつのことなんか。明らか。
おお、出た。とりあえず住所送っといて。お前。
The way this was done, it gets a win. It just plain old made me smile. Him thinking about good times with his friends so long ago, and suddenly he calls and is going to come to him. Felt good. Good story. I think the frequent flashbacks were an inspired idea for this story. It fits nicely and adds character progression. My initial impression was that it wouldn't have any. Glad I was wrong.
待ってろよ、県庁。今行くからな。
Good use of facial reactions there without the need for exposition, showing how he regretted how things ended the last time they hung out together with him getting angry at his friend. Oh, way too close, man! Makes sense why they showed him watching so many zombie movies at the start. Now he's got knowledge. If that wasn't CGI, it's literally the best looking and smoothest animation done from a distance ever.
お前本当に来たのか。
県庁。お前の言う通り、あんな会社さっさと辞めればいいだけだった。本当にごめん。
They can take max wins for that. Built a massively emotional moment there via the use of the backstory, showing his regret, plus amazing voice acting. Very emotionally done. Honestly, is it just me? Or did the animation get even better suddenly for this episode? Like, episode 1 was smooth, but this is on another level.
アキラ、俺見張ってたんだ。虚しさをごまかそうとして、楽しそうなふりして、本当にごめん。
I thought his voice acting was top notch. Which it is, but then a real vet comes around and belts out a performance like that, and I'm blown away. So much emotion poured into those words. 2 wins again.
俺はお笑い芸人になりたかったんだ
Didn't think it'd unlock a follow-up win for voice acting, but here we are.
芸人なら腹くくってそんくらい飛んでみせやがれ
Had to be careful how much I showed of this one. Zombies were in underwear, he went nude, but 2 max wins. Not only because of the build-up with that great music making everything better, but because they both quit their jobs they hated and kinda were reborn in this world. It was amazing.
まさかゾンビに噛まれて
どうもカスターありゃゾンビよりゾンビだったな。
んだよお前こそ芸人って
起業家とかアーティストとか
Makes for a very lovely and sweet scene with these two laughing about their past, joking and drinking up there under the night sky together. They even put a great deal of effort into just this! What's with all the first person shots?
ことや
じゃあ今日作ってやるよ
今日っつったってお前頑張れ
I love how he's so competitive when teased about his lack of a girlfriend. He says he will get one today. Like there's currently nothing stopping him from doing that.
こうなりゃ俺もとことん楽しませてくれよな
For some reason, perhaps due to the end of the world aspect, it means more that he's gathering a worthy crew than in other anime. Makes me smile for some reason.
行き止まり
別のルートを探すしかねえな
To my mind, they do an excellent job of really diversifying the threats posed in this world, especially adding to the lore about ones who are strong, fast, slow, and so on. Really mixes it up.
行くのか
Such a stupidly easy max 2 wins. That's some Hollywood, old school Hollywood anyway, business right there. In fact, I dare say that that moment was probably a better action set piece than anything in High School of the Dead.
しかもゾンビだらけ
Really glad to see some realism, firstly because it keeps the tension high, they're not invincible, but secondly because otherwise they're like infallible heroes and live the easy life in this new world.
あんたらもいる
ああじゃあもらおっかな
ほら
One of my favourite elements of zombie type shows is meeting other survivors. It's always inherently more interesting than any other show purely because you don't know what you're getting.
CA だけど
コンパだ CA さんとコンパだ
Yeah, this. I'm also glad humour still plays a strong role throughout the episodes too.
彼氏とかいたりするんですか
それって今聞かなきゃいけないことなんですか
ですよね
And there's that much needed comedy on display.
もじもじしてこの日を生かせず後悔するくらいならゾンビに食われた方がマシだ
How this has totally become a recurring theme through the episodes to motivate him to make the most of whatever he wants to do in the moment, to push himself forwards. What am I even watching? Where he's snorting an entire bottle of booze, bruh?
もしかして
Exactly what I meant with win number 90. It's having new characters in a zombie show that adds a new level of complications for reasons like this alone.
ですよねやっぱ普通は鼻でテキーラ飲む人を好きになったりしないですよね
That's so damn well done, man. Honestly, just take one here for how inventive the mangaka was with creating these zombies. She's lodging a whiskey bottle in the neck and bites through it, launches at the girl, takes her out. It's crazy. Also, whilst I can't risk showing it, his counterattack was legendary. Also worthy of mention is how these people had their own lives. They weren't just there to be eaten by zombies for a laugh and on to the next scene. She had a boyfriend, a job she hated, and more.
君が本気でなりたくて今の仕事に就いたのならイライラしたおっさんの意見は関係ないじゃんゆかり
The way that was handled is honestly just much better than anything I've seen from the West in a long time. How they cut the music and did everything silent, both of their shocked reactions, the hurt as well, because he said something that meant a lot to her and it showed, and then that happens. Wow. 2 max wins. Yeah, I mean that voice acting is just incredible, really. Hats off to the lad.
知恵のお姉さんが私の背中を優しくさすってくれて、だからこれは私の夢。
いいな。俺もそんな仕事つけるといいな。
楽しかったね。
Somehow they're then able to craft an even more emotional scene right afterwards. That was simply a beautiful scene, done absolutely perfectly to twist you up inside. Stellar performances, 2 wins again. They could have so easily turned this into a comedic moment, but instead treaded carefully and was sure not to ruin the mood the excellent last scene created. Definitely worthy of one, inspired by the girl he met at the electronics store and what she dreamed of doing right before the end.
Yes!
Great symbolism. Say it with me now, being nice to animals is always a win! Also good to see a moment from his childhood showing that even up against the odds he would fight for what he saw as justice. Adding a nice little bit of lore every now and then in an organic fashion. It's a little long to show the whole thing, but you get the gist. They're really good at how they do comedy, like cutting the music to add to the punchline. Just like games such as The Last of Us taking into account time that's passed, the anime does a great job of doing that too. I'm really impressed between the action scenes, the emotional ones, the comedy ones, and also how well horror is done. Kinda got the whole deal nailed down so far. That's a tough to pull off shot because you gotta accurately move her within the rotation of the scene and it's sick! Perfect example so soon after writing win number 113 with that excellent looking animation. That's easily something you'd expect to see in My Hero Academia with its fat budget. Yeah, go on then, he's pretty damn cool. I'm ashamed to say, I didn't think why he was getting that suit, but yeah, makes total sense. Seriously though, they're so good at doing these types of scenes, aren't they? The switch to first person is always a much welcomed moment to build the tension. Too good, man. Ran from ReZero. Clever to bring her back into the story so soon after the events of the previous episode, all about finding love. Her put-down is harsh, yes, but it does stem from realism and that's the basis of the win. It's all too easy to now pretend he's a hero, move the story along, but she says it how it is and I like that. Also, as an aside, her voice acting is oddly beautiful through the moment. Let me show you a bit after the ding.
無謀な行動のせいであなたの大切な人が脅威にさらされるかもしれないリスクを考えたことはないの。好きだ。
なんだ。
I have no clue what the hell that is, but it totally adds to the previous win of varied threats. I don't know what's going on, but the fish made me laugh for some reason. For real, that is stupidly well done. I've seen a lot of anime, 5,200 plus episodes, the likes of My Hero and so on, but these rescue scenes always look fantastic, easily equal to the big boys, genuinely very impressed.
かけてみる。
That one is highly deserving of its own win, highlighting why he's doing this, but also showing how it impacts her prior super analytical approach to survival. Also just looks good.
皮下に直で触れれば人の筋肉の活動電流。
They really are up in the animation seemingly every episode though. I said Jobless Reincarnation second season's first half had the best hard-hitting moment, but this one kind of rivals it. Not showing it, but Kensho hanging out of that vent in the nib.
果たしてゾンビ化したサメに引くかどうかは。
Know what I mean now when I say they're so good at crafting my hero type scenes? This is what I'm on about. Such an outstanding action piece, just like the motorcycle bit before it and more. 2 wins.
俺にとってお姉さんはもう大切な人ですから。
Totally adorable reaction to that. She gave him her code at long last.
そろそろ親に元気な顔の一つでも見せてやりてえし。
じゃあ行ってみるか。
Setting up the next part of the story as they decide to leave Tokyo and head out into the countryside. As an aside, really glad to see a different part of Japan in this story. Also though, going without an ED to gift us this longer ending to a great episode. Continuing to fulfill his smaller wishes like a boss in these short side moments.
ポンプで水を送りにも電気がいるだろうからな。
I've spoken about the realism in this one before, and this is what I mean. It's not like they're up there forever. Water, food, and the internet and stuff. Really love it when anime do these manga style pages. Looks so good.
懐かしいな。
So good at doing these emotional moments. Even the music is beautifully picked out to fit the moment, and it really does.
バイバイ。俺の大学生活。
These are the kinds of sweet moments they do so damn well all of a sudden. She's back and I absolutely love it.
せっかくの機会ではございますが、今回も提案は見送らせていただきます。
Ouch! The third refusal.
慣れない運転はリスクヘッジで控えた方が良くないですか？行きましょうよ。
She goes through like 8 different equally cute reactions whilst they're talking.
なんでキャタピラなの？なんで三角なの？
For some reason, him asking very specific questions about the treads like this really tickled me.
やだ素敵。この車乗りたいかも。
Those background faces though. Oh, that was so good. Impressive CGI.
これは一体。
Amazing timing on this, as everything was going great, and now finally the human factor plays a role in this zombie anime, as in human versus human, plus great music and really well done.
小杉リーダー。
The twist of bringing All Might back into it.
あれ、なんだろう。胃がキリキリして、うまく息ができない。
Excellent realism making all of that horror come flooding back into him rather than having him be totally fine because it's been a few weeks and he's different now. I like that.
2日だけの約束なら、あなたの元でまだ働かせてください。
これからお前には物資の積み下ろしやバリケードの強化などの業務を行ってもらう。
More realism as we see what has been built around this place with a fence, lookouts and so much more. This kind of stuff is right up my street in zombie stuff.
ああ、ちょうど天道に今晩みんなに冷えたビールを振る舞うよう指示を出していたところだ。
This guy makes me physically angry.
ゾンビに物資を運ばせてるのか。
お前もあいつらと等しくただの部品の一つでしかないんだぞ。
For one thing, gotta say it's kind of genius really, but mainly I'm impressed by the symbolism on display, contrasting to what he's put him through in the past and is doing again.
いくら元上司だからってなんだそこまで言いなりに。
忘れられないのよ。
Getting to learn a little more about her backstory without throwing oodles of exposition all over the place. One more here for the end to a great episode with, again, that excellent symbolism. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gents. I hope you do subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't already, and hopefully you watched the whole thing. Likes and comments are beautiful, as are you, and please don't forget, if you want to go the extra mile, the thanks button below the video is for tips, and my Patreon is in the description too. Seriously, thanks to everyone who is helping me out. It really means everything. Can't say that enough. See you in the second half. Creator follower, Lefty, Nick Wyndham, Nightly Winter, Christopher Willis, Hinakami and Water, Marquez, Orkeeper, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Creer, Burn 100B, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Aaron Winters, Yor Edvinson, Kepan, Kevin Alston, Cumfreak, Kylie Welp, Magnus, Matthew Blanchett, Nathan Burr, Sataka Yari, Sean, Sebastian Ramirez, Wicked Faye, Ali 50, Brainless Ben, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Hoved Lowe's Ritter, Isel Caldera, Jaffa6263, Keldok, Kevin Nelter, Laxus, Lionel Schultz, Marvin, Nick Monaco, 9028, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Peter Milligan, Sentimento, Stan, Storm 970, The Elementator Wars, Tricky Nicky,